Hi and welcome everybody to this channel, to the TubeTech Tutorials channel. If you like this video, then hit that like button. If you want to comment, then please comment. If you'd like to share it amongst friends, family, whoever you like really, then please do. And please subscribe to the channel to help us make more incredible content for you. Now let's get on with the video. Welcome to this video on the BGP attributes that are utilized for the route selection process. Please note before we continue, this is from a high level perspective. We do not dive deep into the attributes in this video. There are other videos coming that will go into each one and show them in a live scenario in action. So the BGP route selection process, as I've stated, uses the BGP attributes. So in this brief tutorial, and it is brief, we will give, as I've stated again, a high-level overview of the BGP attributes that are used in the route selection process. So what are the attributes? Below, we're going to see the attribute order that BGP utilizes to make that best path selection. So it'll take local preference. It'll take the AS path, it'll take the origin, it'll take the multi-exit discriminators, eBGP over iBGP, shortest IGP path to the next hop, oldest route, lowest BGP router ID. Now, some of you are going to say, well, hold on a minute, but at the top of that list should be the wait attribute. Well, the wait attribute is Cisco proprietary, so you're only ever going to see that utilized on Cisco equipment. And for the sake of this tutorial and the channel, you'll note that most of it is surrounding Juniper, so the wait attribute doesn't come into play. So I'm not going to cover it here. However, if you want me to cover the wait attribute in depth in another video, then please let me know and I'll do that. So these attributes can actually be categorized as well-known and optional. So we'll go into those now. So what are the well-known attributes? Well, there's the mandatory attributes, the AS path, and that lists the sequence of autonomous systems a route has traversed. And you'll see that on the live demonstrations that I'm going to give in later videos, because we're going to break down all these attributes. And it's used to prevent loops and for route selection. In the prevention of loops, what that means is if a BGP router sees its own AS in the path, it drops the packet. The next hop, that states the next hop IP address for reaching a destination. It must be reachable for the route to be valid. Origin, this indicates the origin of the route, and there are various values associated to that origin. And here they are. The IGP is learned from an interior gateway protocol. The EGP learned from an exterior gateway protocol, and an incomplete, which is an unknown origin. And as an example here, I've said redistributed routes. What you see in brackets here is what you will see in the routing tables next to those particular routes. But again, we'll see that when we go into this in more depth. So what about the discretionary attributes? Well, there's the local preference. That's used to prefer one route over another within the same AS. And higher values are preferred within this attribute. And the atomic aggregate indicates that the route information has been summarized. We've gone into summarization previously, especially within OSPF, but we will go back through this again in later videos when we get to the atomic aggregate attribute. And the optional attributes. So we've got transitive attributes. The aggregator, that contains the AS number and IP address of the router that performed route aggregation. And we've gone through aggregation as well, but we'll go through it again in greater depth when we come to these transitive attributes videos. Community. Now that tags a route for specific policies, and again, as I've stated here, we're going to go into this deeper in later episodes, what the policies are and how the community functions with regards to those policies. Allows for flexible policy enforcement. And the non-transitive attributes, So we've got the multi-exit discriminators. They suggest the preferred path into an AS when multiple entry points exist. And on this particular one, lower values are preferred for this attribute. And it's not shared across AS boundaries. That's the autonomous system boundaries. And we've got the originator ID. This identifies the originator of a route in a route reflector environment. Now, I've got an older video of how a route reflector works within BGP. However, we will go through this in much more depth in a later video. And we've got a cluster list used in route reflection to avoid loops. Again, we'll look at that more in depth in later videos. So I want to say a big thank you for watching this attributes from a high level tutorial on BGP. And it would be great, again, if you'd like to subscribe. It's down in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. And please feel free to leave comments, especially if you want me to cover the wait attribute. And stay tuned for more videos in this Learn BGP playlist, especially future attributes videos that are coming your way soon that will show in-depth information. Thank you again. Bye-bye.